the sump pump is on the list as well. And once again, I mentioned
Here's Johnny. Why, thank you, Ed. Don't mention it. Well, how are you all doing? My social media family. Being any person among yourselves, from my subscribers or followers to visitors alike who are, or rather, my bad correction, visitors even so, who are connected, supposedly affiliated or associated with, and are representing my own particular YouTube social media channel, and likewise chat room or comment section, being as it is for my own particular personal domain that I myself am the sole owner thereof. Then, yes, I apologize. I'm sorry when I had said visitors alike, when, if anything, the proper word combination phrase, however said and stated for the record, would be visitors, even so, as not any visitors to my page, my channel, and or chat room comment section can or could possibly compare onto any of my followers as and subscribers, being that because they would have to first do just as much or more than just press the like button, as in press the subscribe button, to have become or be officially recognized as being legitimate followers, as in having become or be considered as being official subscribers affiliated or associated with and are representing my own YouTube channel in our chat room comment section. Otherwise, technically, you're just, subscribers to a certain extent, but not officially. Then, because only subscribers would be considered as being legitimately, officially social media family members of my own social media channel and our chat room or comment section. And moving right on. Yes, how are you all doing? And for that matter, how are any of your loved ones being from relatives or family members on one hand to friends alike on the other hand, who are affiliated or associated with and are representing your many different immediate personal households. Hopefully all's well that ends well, with one and many or more than quite a few of you, or for you and yours, and or likewise or equally as well, or the same for me and mine. But then, whereas the present social media broadcast, being as it is, of some such video content material, is regarding or making reference to, unfortunately, so far as concerning matters about how there is an increase of the likes of those being of whom are out here kidnapping, and not just, like say, or how you say, grown adult, mature, born and raised female persons, woman, representing
WBB in sports
the
and spring
opposite
training
sex.
baseball this afternoon. The Cubs play the
But
Athletics.
they
while the
are,
White Sox face
once again,
among the games in college
literally
basketball.
and
The
actually
Ball
out
lost to
here
Butler 81-71. Loyola is taking on George
kidnapping
Washington University now in
some
Northwestern.
such
It's on the road to play
underage
Minnesota.
minors.
Is telling us that we are going to see temperatures
And
fall
not
to the
just
40s
of adolescents or teenagers, but of preteens, being of whom are likewise of whatever race and whatever walks of life, factions of society or lifestyle preferences. And so you parents have got to be that much more alert in due regard or in reference to not only your daughters, granddaughters, and nieces, but sons, grandsons, and nephews. Even so, although girls are more likely and more often than not to be kidnapped than boys, being of their pairs, or whatever race and whatever walks of life. You know. But there is an increase of the likes for taking the babies, you know, parents, you know, and not just adolescents or teenagers, but preteens, worse yet. Moonlighting as kidnappers, those are these sexual predator animal monster male characters who outnumber their female or woman rival counterparts doing the same. Yeah. Making parents' children become like bobbleheads, give them a pumpkin head if necessary to make sure that they kidnap them and take them on elsewhere to make them become or be cartel members to that being human trafficked rings victims. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that they could attempt to score some such points with any of them, so that there's some such a good amount of time being their victims. You know. So parents, you have got to be much more alert. You know, check your sibling relatives of children's cell phones and computers to find out who they could possibly be making contact with. Because not all persons who are online who claim to be underage minors themselves are of children, but are of overgrown pervs of grown adults, of grown-ups, pretending to be children or kids of underage minors so that they could set the trap for parents' children to be kidnapped and then trafficked and then be forced into prostitution and etc. Not to mention be found in garbage dumpsters unalive in their birthday suits, if you know what I mean. Read between lines, fill in the blanks. I mean, whereas, let me inform you, or as I make my case in point, whereas I had most recently had gotten intel through a second or third party, being some such current events or a news channel station breaking news report broadcast that an underage minor of a child had been kidnapped within or in my own neighborhood. Yeah, right here. For one of the worst or worstest of the city area neighborhood communities, being in which I am presently a tenant within some such for building premises or properties thereof, paying a monthly rent, etc. Before I can get back to much more familiar territory. Yeah, I mean, it is like totally ridiculous. The increase that is happening of the male sexual predator animal monster characters who are upon the prowl, and not just for grown adult women, but who are worse yet kidnapping children, scoping, stalking, and preying upon, much rather than instead to think of it with a mass intention to prey with them, being of any of their present and future kidnapped sexual assault victims or rape victims. I mean, it is ridiculous, I say. I mean, how are you as a grown adult person going to think of it of a rather twisted, warped, wicked mindset to be scoping, stalking, and preying upon, underage minors? I mean, that is really a stupid and sick mindset. A person would really have to be some kind of deviant or depraved individual person of a character to, attempt to romance the thought of contemplating kidnapping a child. As the likes will come off as overgrown pervs or perverts of usual suspects and public enemy number ones of the rank and file of the criminal elements of society. To do that to a young innocent child, or not so innocent one, but nevertheless still a child, It is beyond my imagination how somebody could stoop to a level of criminality and or depravity, to make a parent, any parents, become subjected to experiencing some of such of their worstest nightmares of their sibling relatives or children being kidnapped by somebody who does not even have one's own better interests in mind, who is not thinking straight, be one up under the influences of an intoxicating alcoholic beverage or illegal drug substance or not. I mean, to become or be so perverted like that, to attempt to kidnap and then sexually assault, rape or molest a child. I mean, what could possess a male character of a grown adult perv of a man to do that? So watch your children, parents. You hear? Have a much shorter leash upon them than because these animals or monsters or dogs or men or perverted individual male persons who outnumber their female or woman rival counterparts are out here increasing in numbers. And as I'm hearing it, that more than quite a few of them are supposedly members of the law enforcement community. Yeah, that's what I said. Of the law enforcement community. Do I have to, spell it out or say it slower? They themselves more than quite a few of those or these overgrown pervs, as in perverts of grown adult males or men, are card-carrying members to the law enforcement community of police officers and detectives or cops, be they undercover cops or not. And that some of them are supposed to be,
24 other countries polled, the Pew Research Center most people said other residents there are
employees,
somewhat good or good. At the opposite end of the spectrum is Canada,
the
where
missing
Pew found
and
that 92%
exploited
of people
children,
say their fellow Canadians are good, while
the
just 7% say they
missing
are
and
bad.
exploited
Now, there's something
children's
fascinating
departments
and
of
maybe a bit horrifying.
law
Faculty
enforcement
at
community.
Northwestern University, engineers
Imagine
there
that.
have developed the first
That's
modular
ridiculous.
robots with so-called athletic intelligence.
So anyway, though, I
Which
just thought to
look
bring
sort
this
of like large
to
ants,
mind
are several feet
to
long,
air this
and
broadcast of social media
combined
content,
and recombined
video
in the wild,
material,
recover from
as it had been
injury and
placed
leave
upon my
no
heart
matter
and
what
mind
thrown at them.
to
A
do
video
so, and
provided
I
by
hope
Northwestern
that more
said
than quite a
crewmen
few of
who
your
led the
person would
study
have gotten
showed the
something
robots
out of
walking
this here.
across campus and then
And
keep
because it
going
is a
even
crying
when they're
shame that,
flipped over or even
you
had
know,
a
even
bad
so,
start
when
with fall.
your average individual person would get to thinking about how there are women being kidnapped that much more by the likes of these overgrown pervs of males or grown adult men, then to think that worse yet, children of underage minors are being kidnapped by them, whereas the life would take advantage of them in an intimate, sensual, or sexual way to make them an offer that they can't refuse, as in sexual assault or rape or molest them. Even so, kidnapping boys to sodomize them, as the likes of these overgrown pervs of men, overgrown pervs of males or grown adult men will come off like gay pedophile Catholic priest wannabes. Not that all Catholic priests are into boys, and neither nor are all Catholic nuns, although there are more Catholic priests sexually abusing or sexually assaulting, sodomizing, raping, or molesting boys more than any Catholic nuns could possibly attempt to get their jollies or their rocks off with boys. But anyway, though, on this last note of interest, I would like to say, if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing or realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of Roman soldiers up on the orders of their superiors. Whereas, he himself, our Lord and Savior, the Christ, had permitted himself to be crucified by the same likes, who, have been given command orders by religious Pharisees and Sadducees to crucify him, whereas the Roman soldiers nailed him between two thieves, on cross Calvary and on the hill of Golgotha. But nevertheless, he went to that cross Calvary to fulfill biblical prophecy. God who had come in human flesh to restore the breach between himself and mankind made in his image, so that any of us, regardless of race, walk of life, gender, age, etc., were to profess faith in him. From there, we become and be blessed one regard another. More always one. First and foremost, with his salvation, being which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become, be considered citizens of the kingdom of heaven, as his blood sacrifice salvation is the only fire insurance against the lake of fire, damn hell. And then second of all, we'll be blessed with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation. Otherwise, you have nothing coming so far. Blessings. If you make that transition for the great beyond the hereafter afterlife, then your final destination will become the lake of fire, damn hell. If you are still unsaved when you breathe your last, you will be assembled with the rest of the unsaved, lost down human souls of unbelievers and unbelievers to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and demons. Compared to how we as believers, God will be across the great divide that separates heaven from hell, and be the company of life and believing the presence of God and his angels. And even so, be blessed down here upon the planet Earth. And hopefully, while we're here, we could possibly come or be an even greater, bigger blessing on to others by sharing with them the gospel message of salvation, so that they could also become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Don't have to worry about the lake of fire and hell. You all take care and be safe. And until we meet again, then I guess it's a wrap. And we're out. Peace.
And ethically, Meister Kubelik may have been ahead of his time. For instance, I've read